All right, unrest in Iran, it's growing for a ninth day, as Iranian state media reports that at least 41 people have died in the clashes so far. Protests have erupted in most of the country's 31 provinces, triggered by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. Iranian authorities saying she was arrested for allegedly violating the country's strictly enforced Islamic dress code. Amini died 3 days after police took her into custody, according to the hospital. Iranian officials say she suffered a heart attack that was brought on by a pre-existing condition, her family denying she had a pre-existing condition and saying witnesses told them she was beaten by police. Iranian officials say an investigation into her death is now underway. Joining me now is Executive Director of United for Iran, Firuzeh Mahmoudi. Firuzeh, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. First, let me ask what you're hearing from friends, family members, people that you know on the ground in Iran.
Thank you so much for having me. What we're hearing is that the number of arrests are between 30 and 40 at least. We're hearing that a lot of people are being rounded up, and the number of people that are taking down their veil is a lot more than what we see in the media.
I want to talk about your own experiences, Firuzeh, because you lived in Iran up until the age, I believe, of 16 years old, in which you and your family fled. And one of the reasons why you left was because of your arrest by the morality police. Can you talk to us about that experience, which you actually wrote about, I believe, back in March? And before you tell us, I want to read a little bit of what you wrote. You said this: "To this day, I remember the searing mix of emotions that is familiar to millions of Iranian women who are arrested every year for this offense. First, there was fear and anxiety, then shame and desperation, and finally righteous anger." Talk to me about that moment, if you would, Firuzeh.
Of course. I left Iran at age 12. My mother could not leave. I left with my sister. I went back to visit her at age 16. And we're visiting my aunt in Kerman, where we got arrested, and all four of us went in because my mom would not let me go in alone. And they kept us only for a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I had to sign that if I had my hair show again, my bangs were out essentially, that I would get 50 lashes. So under those conditions, I was released. What I experienced is only a fraction of what the people of Iran, the women of Iran, feel and experience day to day. Even those that were never arrested by the morality police know people who've been arrested, who've been degraded, who've been humiliated, who've been in prison because of it. And they live with this fear day in, day out.
At the beginning of these protests, we were seeing a lot of images trickling out of Iran, whether it be through Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram as well. That is no longer happening because of the countrywide internet shutdown. The government is obviously trying to suppress the people and keep the information from coming out of the country. I know Elon Musk is currently working on helping get the internet restored for folks there, but it's a pretty uphill, impossible task. You write about how important social media is in this era.
Absolutely. I think it's the bloodline of the communications, them being able to communicate with each other. What they can do on the streets, they can do online. We being their voice, magnifying it and talking about it is critical for them to support them and back them and provide protection to them on the international stage. So it's so critical for people that can do something to keep the internet open. And I know a lot of folks in tech companies are doing things behind the scenes for us to pressure and keep the momentum going and pressure the tech companies and our governments is absolutely critical.
Oftentimes in moments like this, Firuzeh, as we've watched situations like this unfold in Iran, they have been false starts. And that's only because of the regime cracking down on people to the point in which they create so much fear, people retreat back to their homes and continue on with their lives. The fear is that will happen again. How should the global community be supporting this effort that Iranians are carrying out every day?
So we know, even if we don't see it, we need to remember that they are in the streets and advocate for their voices and have these conversations. And this movement is unprecedented. We're seeing a feminist movement, young women leading this movement, and they have been able to galvanize the country in a way that we've never seen before. The chants include things like Kurdistan, Cheshmo Cheragh Iran, that the Kurdish region is the light and the eye of Iran. We haven't heard such unified led by women in the country or the region. And what they're advocating for and wanting is change. They want gender equality. They want an end to all kinds of discrimination. And they want secular democracy. And they are putting their life, if they didn't believe they could get that, they wouldn't be risking their lives. And now we have Mahsa, whose Kurdish name is Gina, but cannot use that name outside of her family and community because of gender discrimination. We have another Mahsa, we have Hanane, we have Ghazaleh, we have Hadith. The numbers are growing, and they're putting their lives on the line in order to advocate for a new Iran.
Firuzeh Mahmoudi, we thank you so much for joining us this hour, and I hope you continue to use your voice as this conflict in Iran continues. Thank you. All right.